You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to break those toxic patterns you were raised into, and you are allowed to have a successful life. Here's how you should stop being afraid of that. You should stop being afraid of pursuing success. So I am strongly opposed to the idea that working hard in order to achieve your dreams is something negative. I don't understand why in our society many people associate working for your dreams as something greedy, but that's a mistake. Why if I want to have a better life, if I want to have access to better things, why am I wrong? Why is it toxic to have this mentality where I want the best for myself? It is commonly believed that working for success is something toxic. But you know what? I'm tired of that mentality, and I'm tired of pretending that I don't want to become the best version of me. I think we should encourage everyone to reach their full potential. Don't sit back as a passive observer of your life. Take the handle of your own life and start working for those things that you actually want to become a reality. I'm here to tell you today that you are worthy of great things. I think the main problem is that success was presented to us as something that only a certain part of the society could achieve. We have been told that there is no point in trying. And the worst part of it is that we sit back down, never question what they have told us, and continue with our lives like being successful doesn't matter or is not something that we can actually achieve. We think that this idea of successful person is meant to be for someone smarter than you, richer than you, someone who was born into a wealthy family, someone who has friends in high places. But are you sure of that? Why don't you question the system? Why do you just look away and try not to think about it? I refuse to accept the things that are just available. No. Don't you think I would want to be a richer person? Don't you think I would want to have a family business to inherit? Of course, but that's not my reality. I build my own reality, and I refuse to think that good things are just meant to be for someone smarter than me or richer than me. No, I build my own reality because I'm that delusional. I'm fed up with the statement of that there's no point in pursuing success because it's meant to be for a certain part or a certain group. I refuse to live under that mentality, and I'm sick of it. I choose to stop living in comfort and complacency. So my grandmother, she was born in a family where women were just meant to stay home, taking care of children. They didn't even go to school. But it wasn't until her dad, he went bankrupt, and she needed to start working in a world that was built by men for men. And you know what? She was afraid. She didn't know where to start, where to go, who to ask. And she still succeeded. And this is because until we are forced to do things that many people would believe they are unrealistic or almost impossible, we actually find a way to do it. I want you to live your life like if you were always pursuing something better, like if you were every day fighting for getting out of your comfort zone and refusing to accept an unfair system that is ruled by big men. Don't wait until life gets difficult. Don't wait until you have no money or no family to get backed up. Start trying to do your best now, because now is the moment. There's no point in worrying about the future because we are not there yet, and there's no point in thinking repetitively about the past because it already vanished. Find a way to make it work and enjoy it. What's the point of doing something that you despise just because you are afraid of failure? Jim Carrey once said that you can fail at doing something that you don't want. So you better take a chance at doing what you actually love. Why are you so scared of failing? Why are you blaming the unfair system just to have an excuse in order not to try? I have a question for you, and it might sound a bit uncomfortable, but I still want you to think about it deeply. How many times have you failed to yourself and then gotten back up? Think about it. How many times has that happened? Was there a time where you didn't get back up? Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be here watching this video. What matters is today. So you better enjoy the process because we might be focusing on the goal, which is ahead in the future, and we're not focusing on actually enjoying life now. So my family, they always told me that I should go for a safer career path, that I should study medicine because that would give me instant money as soon as I graduated. But that didn't make me happy. I despised every time I woke up and went into that university. I hated it. And then something really bad happened in my family. But that was my chance to actually decide for myself what I wanted to do. And today I'm happy. I'm delighted by what I do right now. And how many people in life can actually look straight to your face and tell you, I love what I do right now? Don't you want to be that person? You're so worried about failing. What if it doesn't work out? What if I lose everyone's support? What if I get lost? What if there is nobody else to help me if I fail? What if you succeed? Have you ever wondered what if you succeed? Have faith in yourself. If you do not trust yourself, who else is gonna do it? Why are you waiting for someone else's validation? The next part I would like to talk about is humility. While you are in the process of becoming the best version of yourself, stay humble. Make sure that your ego doesn't blind yourself and doesn't impede you to acknowledge your mistakes. I had a teacher who would always tell us, like, what did your colleague do wrong? And we all were like, he did a fantastic job. And then he said, well, then you weren't paying attention because there's always room for improvement. And I decided to live with that mentality. If I already achieved something I worked hard, really hard for, what could I have done better? And by that, I am not ignoring my achievements, like how hard I worked, because I'm proud of myself, but I'm still looking for room to be better and to grow. Because when someone reaches a point where they think that there's nothing else they could do in order to be a better version of themselves, they get lost and they get lonely. I've seen many people in the world that forget about giving others, that forget about friendships and relationships because they prioritize their work or themselves, which I'm not saying that it's toxic. Like, you have the right to think that you are your biggest project and the most important person in your life, but still, do not neglect relationships. Look at your goals in life and ask yourself, who is actually benefiting from this? If you cannot name anybody else but yourself, I'm sorry, but your definition of success is gonna feel very shallow and empty. However, you must be very careful with the people around you because out there are many energy vampires who are just waiting for you to give them a little bit of your time and energy, and they will eventually take it all. Make sure you stand by people who have the same mentality as you, who have the hunger of becoming the best version of themselves, and also who support you. They will not only influence your person right now, but also your future self. And I know that this might seem easier to say than actually to do. So I will tell you how I started implementing this in real life. And don't get me wrong, this will seem very scary in the beginning because you actually do not have the results. So investing all your energy into taking care of your friendships might seem scary because like you probably will get rid of people who are not adding anything to your life, but probably they give you confidence or they made you feel less lonely. But still, I think that prioritizing the quality of your friendships instead of your quantity will help you to become a better version yourself. The way I do this is by making a list of non-negotiables. So, for example, in top one in my list, I have that people who surround me need to have the same mentality as me. If this person has a poor mentality, then I won't lose my time and I won't allow them to get into my life. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking also about their dreams in life. I used to know a person who actually told me one day, like, there is no point in trying because the system was made for some people to fail and for some others to succeed, and I wasn't made for succeeding. And that actually shocked me because no matter how many times I tried her to change her mind and to see how beautiful life could be if you actually believed in yourself, she wouldn't get out of that because she was born into that mentality. She was raised into that. And when she was a full grown up, she decided to stuck with that and not grow. So I wasn't going to invest my time, my energy, all that time it took me to become the version I am today. I wasn't going to invest all that into a person who had that mentality and who not only forced the rest of us into believing that, but also to try to take away all of our dreams. Also, poor mentality for me is that if you're just too busy minding everybody else's business but your own, I'm out of there. Like, I am sick of people who are just continuously minding somebody else's business because they cannot focus on themselves. Don't you have things to do? Because I do. That is the reason number one I deleted Instagram. I was just so sick of like paying attention to somebody else's life and comparing myself instead of working for my dreams and for my definition of success. So I invite you to stop being ruled by this mentality where success is just for a certain group in society. Like, you actually can follow your dreams and you will not lose anything by doing that. Probably you will feel isolated and sometimes it won't even make sense why you do things. But if you are sure about who you are and you trust that your work will give you the life that you want, you won't get lost. Then success wouldn't seem like something unrealistic or something that is meant to be for someone else who is better than you, because that's not true. And I invite you to stop believing that. So, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm so happy that you could give me this time of your lives, and I hope that this actually can help you and probably change or switch a little bit how you thought about yourself and about your friends. I will see you on Saturday, And thank you so much for joining me again. Bye.